Now, if you decide to use a cute, fluffy animal in your fantasy landscape, there's a trick, okay? You can use your pen tool and make sure that the paths option is clicked, okay? And get as close to the animal as possible without chopping all his fur off. See how here you can still see some of the blue background through? That's okay. I'm going to show you how to get rid of the blue background once we cut most of it out, okay? So, you want to just click around your cute and fuzzy doggy or kitty cat or horse or whatever kind of animal you decided to use, or monkey, okay? Always close your path where you began. Go to your paths palette, double click the work path, click OK, that'll save it. Then go to the bottom of your work path, click the Load Path as a Selection button, which is the round one that looks like dotted lines. Want to go to your Layers palette, double click your layer, click OK to unlock it. Now the lock is gone. Then you want to do a Select Inverse and hit Backspace. Okay, that gets rid of the majority of your background. Then do a Control D to get rid of your ants. Now, there is one more step we can take to get rid of all of this blue. Otherwise, you're going to see this blue in your project, and since craftsmanship counts, this could actually make your grade go a little bit lower because you didn't take the time to get all of the blue out. So we want to get you as many points as we can. So you want to make sure you're clicked on your dog layer or your cat, whatever animal it is, and then click this button right here. This is your layer mask button. It's the gray square or rectangle with a white circle in the center of it. You want to click on that, and a white rectangle shows up next to your image in your layers palette. Now, this is your layer mask layer right here, okay? This is your actual object that's in the layer. You always, when you are using your layer mask, you always, always, always want to be clicked on your layer mask layer thumbnail right here, okay? Now, you want to go over to your toolbar, click the paintbrush tool, click on your double arrow to make it so that black is on top. If you do not have black and white colors, click here and it automatically brings it back to black and white. Then you can click your double arrow to put black on top. When you are using a layer mask, black paint is like an eraser, okay? It hides pixels. Putting a layer mask on your layer actually allows you to hide pixels rather than erase them. This is good for beginners because it allows you to go back and fix mistakes in case you erase too much. Okay? So, you want to go up to the top left corner, choose your brush. You want to choose a brush that has a feathered edge. So you want to choose one of these blurry brushes. Okay? Click a blurry brush, and I'm actually going to choose a smaller brush so I don't erase too much of my puppy dog. And zoom in on your puppy really close, and you can begin to mask out your blue background, okay? Now, you can change the opacity of your brush to make it not take as much away, but it takes a little bit more clicking, okay? Now, if you notice, my puppy dog still looks fluffy, okay? It's taking away a little at a time, so he still looks like he has fur. Okay? If you don't want to use a low opacity on your brush and you want to use 100%, you can change that in the top part of the top toolbar that you have right here where it says opacity. Make sure that's on 100%, and you'll take 100% of the blue pixels away as you paint around them. Okay? You want to do this all the way around your animal to get rid of your white area, or your blue area, excuse me, without taking away too much of the fur from your animal. Okay? Now when you're painting you want to make sure that you are on your layer mask portion of the layer. If you are on your actual photograph of your dog, this is what will happen. Okay? If I was clicked over here and started to paint, I would paint whatever color is in my foreground fill box. If that happens to you, stop what you're doing immediately, go to your history palette, and go back in time. Okay? This way it will fix what you just did. Make sure that you go back and click on your layer mask. Okay? Click on the layer mask thumbnail, and then you can resume masking out part of your animal that needs to be gone. Okay? Now remember, you can move your canvas around by holding down the spacebar key on your keyboard. Okay? And go all the way around your animal. Now I'm doing this pretty quick. I want you to take a little bit more time than what I'm doing right now. Okay? To get rid of as much of that background as you can. Like I said, craftsmanship counts, and in the long run, you're going to be very grateful that you took so much time masking out your background on these objects. Okay? I'm going to zoom back in so I can get in here nice and close. You want to make sure you get every little blue dot, otherwise it'll look like our doggy stepped in blue paint. Okay, so you want to get everything that's not part of your animal. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Oh, wait. Now, you want to do this. You want to add a layer mask to almost every one of your objects to give it a nice soft edge, and that will help with the blending in your project. Okay? So you want to do this layer mask to blur edges or to get rid of background that you don't need or don't want. Okay? So now we are back at the beginning. Okay? I have layer masked out all the parts of the dog that I don't need from the background. Okay? Now, for the sake of this project, let's pretend that I made a mistake. Okay? So let's pretend that while I'm masking, okay, I'm taking away from this bottom part, I accidentally erased the inside of my dog. Don't panic, okay? You can click on this double arrow right here that swaps it to white, and the white paint brings back the pixels that you erased. Okay, so you can bring back what you erased, what you hid. That's why it's called a layer mask. When you take the mask off, you get to see everything again. Okay, so now there's my dog. Again, you want to do a file, save. Save it as a Photoshop file. I'm going to call this cute puppy. Okay, and save it in your folder where you are saving your pictures for this project, and then move on to the next photograph that you are going to cut out and mask. When you see Photoshop format options, click OK, and then now you can move on to the next tutorial.